What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the two new upcoming packages, part one, the physical infrastructure package, and part two, the next stimulus package, which will be the largest stimulus package ever at $3.5 trillion, which they will be voting on probably this week. The initial phases of that will start passing this week, says Senator Bernie Sanders and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, after the finalization of the part one, the physical infrastructure package. Is going to be a very exciting week as we start to find out the details of the next stimulus package. And at $3.5 trillion, we're really going to be seeing stimulus checks, what's in there, the details of that, what could be in there. Remember, they were able to fit stimulus checks in the second stimulus check package, and that was less than $1 trillion. This next stimulus package is $3.5 trillion. So they have plenty of money in there to fit another stimulus check, maybe monthly recurring stimulus checks, a continuation of the child tax credit checks that are going to expire at the end of this year for 65 million children or families that obviously the checks don't go out to the children, they go out to the person who claims them on the most recent tax return. But those end this year unless they extend that in this next package. They're also saying it's going to be an adult tax credit. We could be finding out what that is and who's going to get that. Is there going to be an income limit on that? How much it's going to be? Is it going to be monthly checks like the children get the child tax credit? So we're going to be finding out a lot about that this week as they start the voting process on the next stimulus package. Several things I want to talk about in this video. Some that might frighten you, and I don't want to scare you, but as new cases, new positive tests of over 100,000 people every single day in this past week that just ended, we are entering into a very scary phase going forward. A phase of discomfort, you can say, because of the new variants. Last year, with the type of new flows and the new data, the dollar almost collapsed. When the country shut down and global trade slowed to a halt because of the pandemic, and people weren't using dollars as much due when we completely closed down. I don't have to guess what the future holds for the dollar, and I refuse to be a victim of this system for even another second. See, the thing is that billionaires and Wall Street tycoons, they figured out all this years ago, but they didn't bother telling us what to do. Luckily, people like Robert Friedland, Eric Sprott, Rod McEwen, and Rick Rule, all of which are worth billions of dollars and are all self-made, were all gracious enough with their time, and I've studied their information throughout the years. Friedland, Rule, Sprott, and McEwen dump their dollars and invest in natural resources and hard assets, things that the government can't print out of thin air, ruining our savings power and taxing our wages and salaries without even telling us. These four gentlemen, along with many others such as David Einhorn, John Paulson, and Ray Dalio, are all tycoons of finance that I have personally looked up to over the years. When I am thinking about what to do with my stimulus checks or extra money, and John Paulson, for example, made billions of dollars from betting on gold stocks, a niche that I fully understand. Eric Sprott, for instance, has seen two of the companies that he has invested in go up by more than 1,000%. Guys, making a 3,000 or 5,000% return is doable, and not pursuing it is a missed opportunity. This is how you can turn $1,000 into $30,000 or $10,000 into $500,000. You find a gold company that's drilling and could hit another mother lode. Therefore, I've pretty much been here in my man cave for a month, ducking my head down low, just basically researching stimulus and gold companies, because I feel like the market has flipped and it's beginning to price in the fact that the Fed is not about to do anything to jeopardize the economy. In a time when global cases are resurging and governments around the world are talking about more restrictions. In order to make sure that my portfolio is positively correlated to a potentially abrupt move for higher gold prices, one that could catch most off guard, I wanted to find an easy way to get exposure to metals and precious metals without getting too complex. It's clear as day that the bull market in mining stocks is huge. Gold stocks have formed two bottoms and a support line in 2015 and 2020, after which they have begun climbing out of their lowest points in 70 years. With gold at $1,800 an ounce, give or take, this industry is highly profitable since the median global gold production cost is $975 an ounce. And after a lot of research, I finally uncovered a company that could be a 1-2 punch for large cap gold miners to fight over. For most junior miners, the ultimate exit strategy is to be bought out. But the major miners want big deposits and, if possible, VMS ones. The crucial component of this brand new story is that Star Peak Mining, US stock symbol STRPF, has discovered something so rare that it is literally considered the holy grail of the mining world, since so few companies have ever discovered it. And that is basically a geological miracle called a VMS, which is a volcanicological massive sulfide deposit, VMS. And that is a mineralized area containing multiple base metals, including zinc, copper, silver, and gold. Yeah, their management team was beside themselves when they discovered this. Yeah, feel free to do your own in-depth research on Star Peak stock, US stock symbol STRPF. And because of their strong drilling results that Star Peak has just announced in recent months, an unprecedented collaboration has happened. Right before they announced their drill results, this evidence of this VMS discovery, the chairman and founder of Amex Exploration, the company that owns an adjacent property, and whose drill results have already resulted in a 700% windfall for their shareholders, was appointed as Star Peak's chief technical advisor. He understood that something special might occur with Star Peak also, since they've only spent about 20% of what Amex Exploration has spent on drilling so far. In other words, this is his second whack at this, and the VMS deposit is basically a dream for geologists like him. These unique deposits are rich in base and precious metals, such as copper, zinc, gold, and silver. Only a few VMS deposits have been discovered in the last decade. All 12 holes drilled by Star Peak intersect sulfide intervals. And I'm thrilled that the company is supporting our channel in this sponsored fashion. The location of this mining property is critical because Canada's Quebec province contains one of the most diverse collections of metals in the world. And only 1% of it is being mined so far. And it contains gold, silver, iron, nickel, titanium, copper, and zinc. So feel free to do your own research on this company. I'm rarely this excited about a gold company. I will put a link in the description of this video for you guys to check out their stock if you want to do some more research. Again, if you're on a mobile phone, you might need to click the down arrow next to the title of this video to open up the description and to check out Star Peak Mining. The link is in the description of this video. Okay, we're seeing some new mini stimulus checks or mini stimulus money come out to get vaccinated. Yeah, President Biden kind of initiated this with $100 vaccine incentives. Yeah, and then I'm going to get to when the final vote is expected to happen on the physical infrastructure package and then the next stimulus package. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, we've seen this initially announced about a week ago when President Biden said that states should start offering a $100 stimulus check or stimulus gift card or debit card to get a vaccine as a kind of vaccine incentive. Yeah, so President Biden initially announced this about a week ago. This article is actually from July 30th. So that's what, about 9 days ago, 10 days ago. And that states should start issuing $100 vaccine incentives, cash incentives to get more people vaccinated. And that they should use this as part of their stimulus money from their state stimulus money from the $350 billion that went out to states, cities, and counties. And we're starting to see more of this. This is an article from 2 days ago, August 7th, vaccine incentive programs kicking off in Washington, D.C. And I'm starting to see this more and more across the country. For example, this particular program in Washington, D.C., students 12 years of age and up who get the vaccine on Saturday walked away with free prizes such as AirPods, gift cards, and chances to win a $25,000 scholarship. In North Carolina, they were actually giving out $100 cash cards and ran out as demand for vaccines have spiked up in North Carolina. So they are giving out $100 cash incentives or gift cards. And they have apparently already ran out of this in North Carolina. We're possibly seeing this in other states nationwide. I'm just not sure about all the states that are doing this. In fact, if you know if your state is offering a $100 gift card or $100 cash incentive, please comment down below and let our viewers know. Again, I'm not necessarily pushing that you get the vaccine or not, but if you do plan to get it, or if you want to get $100, I mean, they are offering this in some states. So, yeah, if you're planning on getting it anyways, hey, it could be an extra $100 in your pocket, or I mean, if you're a family of four, it could be an extra $400 in your pocket. So they are offering this in some states nationwide. California has also announced a vaccine incentive to the Medicaid population. California has announced another round of vaccine incentives. The California Department of Health Care Services on Friday said it would spend $350 million to vaccinate more people on the state's Medicaid program. And it is the joint state and federal health insurance program for people who are disabled or have low incomes. About 76% of California's residents 12 and over have received at least one dose of the vaccine, but only 45% of the state's Medicaid population have been vaccinated. The new incentives include up to a $50 grocery store gift cards. About 13.8 million people are enrolled in California's Medicaid program. New Mexico is launching round 2 of a $100 vaccine incentive program as well. Pittsburgh State University is offering a $500 scholarship and a chance for an $8,500 grand prize. And there's large corporations like Vanguard, which is an investment company that will actually pay workers up to $1,000 to go get vaccinated. So again, if you're planning to do this anyways, or if you recently got it, check with your employer and see if they're offering you any money to get vaccinated, or if you recently got vaccinated, see if they're offering you any money. Also, the Pentagon is actually announced they're requiring all troops to get vaccinated by mid-September. They are requiring all troops to get vaccinated by mid-September. Yeah, you can read here right in black and white. By the Hill. I use the Hill for a lot of my sources because they don't lean left, they don't lean right, not Republican, not Democrat. And yeah, they have announced this as today. The Pentagon will require all troops to get vaccinated by mid next month. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. I mean, things are moving very, very quickly as new cases are really, really skyrocketing. Over 100,000 people on average per day are catching the virus, and this is with about 70% of the United States are vaccinated with at least one shot, and over 60% of the United States is fully vaccinated, either with 2 shots of Pfizer and Moderna or 1 shot of the Johnson & Johnson one-shot vaccine. But they're really pushing to get even more than that, as the new Delta variant is highly contagious. They say, the CDC says, it's more than twice as contagious as the original variant. And that's why we're just literally skyrocketing in cases. We had over 160,000 people test positive on Friday alone. And every single day this week, Monday through Friday, we had over 100,000 people test positive. Yeah. So, yeah, and the Pentagon just made that announcement that they're going to require all the troops to be vaccinated. So, yeah, it's a completely different world now with this new Delta variant. And just a month ago, we were at only 5 to 10 to 15,000 new cases per day. It's dramatically, dramatically different now. Let me know your thoughts on this. And again, I'm not necessarily pushing the vaccine. I'm just here to, bring you guys the daily news on stimulus and this whole pandemic, which is really what caused stimulus and what's going to happen going further. Remember, the 2008-2009 recession, the housing recession, is really That took us 4 to 5 years to climb out of that hole and for unemployment to get back to normal and business to get back to normal. That was without a virus. So it took us 4 to 5 years to get back to normal without a virus. Now we're pretty much in a recession that's just as bad or worse by most indicators. And we're dealing with that plus a virus. So really, I don't see any way possible that we're going to really recover in less than 4 to 5 years. The only really way is just if they continue to keep smashing out stimulus packages. I mean, remember, former President Trump did put out 5 stimulus packages. Remember, I get a lot of people, I'll get a comment here or there saying, no, Trump only put out 2 stimulus packages. And if you're not an avid watcher of this show, you might think that he put out 2 stimulus checks, but there were 3 other minor stimulus packages that didn't include stimulus checks. Okay, so former President Trump actually put out 5 stimulus packages, 2 that included checks. The other ones had minor packages. They were much smaller packages that had things like money for vaccines and money for the paycheck protection programs and stuff. But former President Trump had 5 stimulus packages. Current President Biden has 1 stimulus package now, and then these 2 next packages on the way, which kind of leads me to where I am now. The senators have reached a bipartisan deal on the cryptocurrency amendment, which is the final amendment, from what I understand, on the physical infrastructure package. And that the Democrats will be voting, from what I understand, the final vote will happen tomorrow on the physical infrastructure package. So we should have the final vote on the infrastructure package tomorrow. Also, we had a lot of really key details that came out on the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. Yeah, that really just came out, and I thought it was a lot of really good news. And I think that the next stimulus package is really going to be full of a lot of really good news. I mean, it's $3.5 trillion. Remember, they were able to slip in stimulus checks into the second stimulus check package, which was less than $1 trillion. So if they were able to put stimulus checks in a package that was less than $1 trillion, and really the economy is kind of on the downward trend with new cases at over 100,000 per day, and we're probably in for the long haul of this. I really think that this next package is going to be pretty good. I think that there's going to be child tax credit checks. I think they're going to continue that. I think there's going to be an adult tax credit in there. I mean, well, let me clarify that. We pretty much know there's going to be child tax credits in there. There's going to be an adult tax credit in there. And the question is there going to be a stimulus check in addition to that? Because remember that stimulus checks are tax credits. So yeah, I know that gets kind of confusing. So yeah, there's going to be tax credits. Is there going to be stimulus checks and tax credits in addition to that, or is the stimulus check a tax? I know it gets kind of confusing here, but let's put it this way: the $3.5 trillion is a lot of money. There's plenty of money in there for everything and the kitchen sink. And they were able to put a stimulus check in there with a bill, the second stimulus check package, that was less than $1 trillion. Okay, less than $1 trillion. And I don't know, Senator Bernie Sanders is in charge of the package. And the House Democrats, the Democratic Progressive Caucus, are already saying that there needs to be more stimulus for the people in there from the House of Representatives side. So I personally think that there's going to be more stimulus items in there before it's all as said and done. And honestly, the economy is getting worse, especially with more cases, over 100,000 people testing positive every day, and mask mandates coming back in, and the likelihood that there could be more shutdowns on the horizon. There's multiple different countries, including China, that has over 1 million people on lockdown, and Australia and multiple European countries that are on lockdown right now because of the Delta variant. Yeah, it's not looking good for anybody. It's not just the U.S. that is dealing with this. The whole world is dealing with this, and the whole world is on an uptrend with new cases. So, and that's really holding the economy down. And that's why this next stimulus package at $3.5 trillion is the largest yet to date, because the economy is really stumbling along. Because we're not just dealing with an economic recovery, we're still dealing with this virus. that just feels like it's never going to go away. So, yeah, you can let me know your thoughts. Plus, they mentioned that debt relief in that next package, which I was actually surprised to see because to me, debt relief means stimulus checks. What else could debt relief be? Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'll link you to that video that I did earlier before this. If you haven't seen that, you should definitely go check out that video. I'll link you to that here in the moment. But if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe down below. Our videos or subscribing are our videos are completely free and subscribing is completely free. So I will keep you up to date with everything. So make sure to subscribe. New videos come out here every day on our channel at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you up to date with everything. You can click here to watch our newest stimulus check video next. And this video is my most recent video where we just went over that most recent announcement about some details that are going to be in this next stimulus package. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.